from the Daily Wire. It says, well, first of all, Thursday night was the congressional baseball game where Republicans won 10-0, and which is pretty funny already. Of course, it was only 5 years ago that Republicans were attacked during a baseball game by a crazed Bernie bro who went there with a hit list, intent on murdering GOP lawmakers. And so you might think that, given that history, that this would be, a congressional baseball game is a time for displays of unity and brotherly love. You might think that if you're brain damaged, but if not, you're not surprised to see this. Representative Linda Sanchez, a Democrat from California, after, I believe, striking out, we can only assume, she's walking by the GOP dugout, and then she does this. Let's play this clip here as she flips them off as she walks by.
Lead off the inning. We'll get a pinch runner down there, the fist bump. We'll get an eye on who the pinch runner is going to be. It looks like it's going to be Jeffries. And she will come off to a nice ovation.
Well,
not much reaction from the...
Okay, we'll see the flip off there. So, okay, I might have been unfair to her. I guess I take from the context there that she did get a hit, but then she had a pinch. She has someone running for her. She has a pinch runner. No big surprise there. But she goes by the dugout and she just flips off the Republicans. I mean, this is a lawmaker, right? This is someone who's supposed. There was a time when you expected. There's never been a time when politics was anything but a rough and tumble sport, but there was a time when you would expect some measure of decorum and dignity and statesmanship from your elected leaders, even when they were pummeling each other over the head, when arguments in Congress became physically violent. Still, there was some dignity and decorum to it. Now we just don't expect that at all, so it's not a surprise to see that. But here's her excuse from the Daily Wire. It says, Democrat Representative Linda Sanchez claimed in a statement Friday afternoon that she flipped off the Republican dugout during Thursday night's congressional baseball game because she heard a sexist remark being made as she ran back to the Democrats' dugout. The statement read, "The congressional baseball game is one of my favorite events of the year. It's a great cause and brings both sides of the aisle together for a night off from partisan politics. That's why it really struck a nerve when I heard an offensive and misogynistic comment from the Republican side on my way back to the dugout." So it was an offensive and misogynistic comment that was made to her. She doesn't say what the comment was, and I guess being very charitable, she never says who said it. Well, this excuse didn't really land, and that's why a day later, she clarified the story yet again. This is from Red State. It says, now Sanchez is clarifying her story again. She's now saying it wasn't the Republican team that made the comment. She says, quote, "It wasn't the team. It was an obnoxious fan who shouts misogynistic S at me every single year." But she still went after Republicans. She says, actually, she's the victim here. She says, if the Republican women would have stood up and said that's not acceptable instead of, trashing me for my response, then we might have a place where there's no misogyny that's tolerated by anybody anywhere. And yet, amid all of these excuses that she's offering, she's not told us what the comment was. And she even says, well, it wasn't the Republican, wasn't the actual Republicans themselves. It was someone on their side up in the stands who made the comment. But she knows who the guy is because she says he's there every year. But very nice of her to not mention his name. Because Democrats are known for that, right? Of course. They're very reticent to throw anybody under the bus, to name names, to send the outrage mob after anybody. No, they never do that kind of thing. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and click the notification button to get more content like this. If you want to watch or listen to the full show, head to dailywire.com and subscribe today. You can also listen to my podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.